Stephen A., you me? Before you start running your mouth off about politics, a topic of which you really don't know anything about. So, Stephen A., keep up your on sports. I enjoy it. I like it, but don't make a fool of yourself anymore and talk about politics.
But if you really think, James Carville, about what I said, you've been saying the exact same things. I saw you on Fox News. I saw you on CNN. I saw you on your podcast. Where the hell you think I got some of the stuff from? Is what I said really the problem? Or is it the fact that some novice who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the wall when it comes to politics is resonating in the political stratosphere more than you?
There seems to be a rift in the Democrat Party concerning who has the winning strategy to win elections moving forward. There's conflict between James Carville and Stephen A. Smith. So we're going to examine who actually has the winning strategy for the Democrat Party to win elections in the future. Let's get into that. You see that thing, baby? Let's get it. Let's go.
We on now. They respect us cause we on now. Money up, run a whole town, don't we? This power money can't slow down. Money won't slow down. Why they party? I'm in here grinding. Money I'm stacking. Why they rock diamonds? I can't relate to them, ain't my shit common. I set a goal for me 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale back in the saddle again for another edition of the Conwoo Podcast on a Tuesday, guys. Man, this is going to be a really good one. If you could, guys, thank you so much for blessing with your time. If you could share, like, and subscribe. And no matter what platform you're on, click on that little alert bell so that anytime I go live, you can come kick it with your partner, man. This is going to be a really good one, guys. You know, I'm all about strategy. I love strategy, no matter if it's in business, life, marriage, and even politics, guys. And, you know, we just had an election months ago, and of course, we have a new president now. But, man, after the Democrat Party had actually lost the election when it comes to the House, the Senate, as the popular vote, and the presidency, what has actually happened, guys, is there's been some commentary on how this loss actually happened. And man, it has been a lot of commentary, guys, concerning this. And it's been between a couple individuals. So here's going to be the topics of today's podcast. Here we go, guys. Here's the topics. Number 1, we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith. He's going to give his thoughts on why the Democrats lost, right? Number 2, James Carville, the Raging Cajun. He's 80 plus years old, but he's a legend in politics when it comes to Democrats, really as a whole, because he's won a lot of elections. He's going to give his thoughts on why the Democrats lost and lost big. Then we're also going to go, then James Carville, going to get James Carville's comments to Stephen A. concerning Stephen A.'s comments. And then, guys, Stephen A. Smith, I call him the GOAT of sports casting, guys. He's the GOAT, in my opinion. He's going to respond back to James Carville. And then, of course, we're going to talk about whose strategy is the best, guys. So, again, this is Stephen A. Smith versus James Carville concerning who has the new winning strategy for the Democrats to actually win. Now, before we dive in it real quickly, guys, there's been a lot of some polls going on concerning who should be running on the Democrat side in 2028 for the presidential election. And guys, man, Stephen A. Smith has actually came up as a person that could actually be to be honest with you, a candidate. Now, he's come out and said that doesn't want to run at all. He's making too much money with Disney, i.e. ESPN, and with his own podcast. He's killing it there, guys. And of course, Dorsum deals, he killing the game. But there's some polls that have him as the viable candidate on the Democrat side. What you say, Chuck? Yes, sir. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into Stephen A. Smith, right? He says that he's an independent, but he leans liberal, right? And he's even came out and said that his mom is independent, but she leans conservative. So very interesting to see this. So we're gonna get his comments on why the Democrats lost in a big way. All right. Let's see what he has to say about this advice. Here we go. Let's get into this thing. Stephen A. Smith, the GOAT, baby. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's get it in.
Let's get started with politics. That's where we've got to go because there's no other place to start today other than the re-election of Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America. Trump's victory was called early this morning, needing 270 electoral college votes.
Yep.
He finished the evening with 292 to win the White House. Trump's re-election is a crushing blow to Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party that relied on a number of issues that ultimately fell flat with the American public, evidently.
Okay.
I'll get to the Democrats in a moment, but let's put Donald Trump's victory in perspective.
Okay.
He reclaimed the White House with a unique campaign that relied heavily on a voter turnout operation that focused on one familiar issue, the economy.
What you say, Chuck?
In addition to that, the president-elect managed to peel votes away from once reliable Democratic support groups such as the Latinos and, of course, black men.
Yes, sir.
If you look at that number right there in the CNN exit polls, the Hispanic vote for Trump increased by 13% from what it was in 2020 when he lost to President Joe Biden. With the black community, according to that same CNN poll, it increased by 5%.
Wow.
And obviously, when you hear 5%, you're automatically going to deduce that it was black men that ultimately hurt Kamala Harris. I tend to focus on the 13% because I think that when you are Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, that's really, really what we have to do as we take a closer look as to what transpired.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this before I get into any of that. Donald Trump's return to the White House is the greatest comeback probably in American history.
He ain't lying.
34 felony counts.
For sure.
2 impeachments.
Talk to him nice.
I can't count the number of mistakes that he has made. When he departed in 2020 after the insurrection at the United States Capitol, we all thought he was finished. He was done.
Yeah.
He went back to his hub at Mar-a-Lago in Florida, and the next thing you know, plotted a return to the White House.
Oh, dear.
That regardless of what they tried to throw in his direction, nothing worked.
Talk to him nice.
Nothing worked.
Talk to him nice.
Now, we could say what we want about his policies, whatever they may be.
Say it with your chest.
We could say what we want about his character, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But when you think about leaders, one of the primary elements you're looking for from them is fight.
So you can fight. Okay.
Are you somebody that has alligator skin and a level of intestinal fortitude that few can rival?
Yes, sir.
So when you got to go into the lion's den and deal with adversity, you're more than capable of doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if any of us can definitively say we could deal with what Donald Trump dealt with.
I got to play this, guys, because my man Stephen, he preaching. Hey, he preaching, yo, man. I'm about ready to play the organ. He preaching this morning. Let's keep it going.
And still end up back in the White House. He was definitely helped by Joe Rogan's endorsement in the wee hours before the election began, or before election day began.
Talk to him nice.
That played a role. He had some celebrities supporting him. I don't think that played much of a role.
Oh, good.
But ultimately, his focus on the economy and inflation ravaging us all, combined with the border issues, immigration, and over 11 to 12 million migrants entering the country illegally and focusing on that, I thought that there were certain things that he did that were nothing short of brilliant.
Yes, it was.
Now, I have been on the record stating on several occasions, the economy was one thing. I just talked to you about that. Immigration was another. I just talked to you about that. What about crime in the streets?
Don't matter.
When you look at New York City, when you look at Los Angeles, when you look at the fact that people were being arrested and it's in the same day they were put in jail, they were getting out. And there seemed
He's talking about policies. Policies is what he's talking about. He preaching, y'all. Man, where's my organ at? I need to have my organ on. This is nice. Let's get it.
be no punitive damage that was being suffered by those who were inflicting harm upon American citizens. What about that? Okay. And then we have to pay attention to woke culture and the cancel culture.
He went to talk about the woke people.
Think about the commercials that Donald Trump was showing. Think about the commercials that involved Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club when they kept playing footage of Kamala Harris saying she was in support of transgender operations taking place even for those incarcerated, while incarcerated.
That's what she said. She said that.
Think about that. Think about how they leaned on her appearing on The View, and when The View, a liberal outlet, very supportive of Kamala Harris, asked her a simple question of what, if anything, she would do differently from Joe Biden. She said there was nothing she could think of.
Because nothing she was going to do different.
These are the kind of things that I think hurt her.
Talk to the people.
Okay? But I also lean on woke culture and cancel culture for this reason as well.
Okay.
They also brought up how somebody transitioning from being a male to a female were competing against women.
Against policy.
Young ladies.
Policies.
Knowing that there were an abundance of people, not just on the right, but independents, who would not support that. They weren't going to support that. They looked at something like that and they said, what the hell is wrong with us?
That's right. Preach it.
They harkened back to years ago when you had people getting in trouble because instead of saying him or her,
no primary,
or he or she, if you didn't.
Yeah, I want y'all to see in his words, why Harris and the Democrats lost so big. The economy, immigration, crime, woke culture, no primary candidate. Those are reasonable reasons why Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party lost so big in 2024. It's reasonable. He almost done, y'all. He almost done.
Say it was a violation. And ultimately that could get you in some kind of trouble. At some point in time, people were looking at those things. Now, some people would say that had nothing to do with the outcome of last night's election. I beg to differ. But ultimately what it does come down to is this. With all of those things transpiring, it gave the impression.
I see you said.
That the Dems were at the mercy of the progressives on the extreme left.
Correct.
Which forced folks in the center to lean right.
All facts.
And forced the right to harden their stances even more.
All facts.
And what did you see as a result? There was no blue wall, ladies and gentlemen.
None.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, etc. No. They talked all evening that if North Carolina and Georgia went to Donald Trump, the only way Kamala Harris would have a chance to win the election is if she lost, if she won.
Manic Lone, you finna see who James Carville. He's called the Raging Cajun, right? You'll see him in a second. Don't you worry. I got you, baby. Don't you worry.
Pennsylvania. She lost that too.
Show did. Lost. Lost.
I expected a tough, tight race.
I kind of did too.
What we witnessed was an annihilation.
Destroyed.
An annihilation.
Mutilated.
This was supposed to last, this debate about the election and how many votes, it was supposed to last probably until Thursday, Friday, maybe even into the weekend.
That's right. That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fox News called it at 2 a.m.
I was up.
2 a.m.
covering it. Yes.
We knew that Donald Trump had won back the White House.
Sure enough. Yes, sir.
It was that kind of a romp
Easy work.
That kind of an annihilation.
Easy work. Easy work. That's what that was. Easy work.
There are many, many things to insult Donald Trump about.
Sure enough, not this.
There are many times we could have done it in the past.
For sure. Talk to the people.
We can't do it today.
Come on. Talk
There
to
ain't a
them.
damn thing we can say. America has spoken.
Sure.
The Republicans have the White House. They have the Senate, by the way. They won back the Senate.
Sure.
They flipped it.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to retain the House.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
They had it from 2017 to 2019.
Yeah.
They got it back again.
Sure enough. Preach it. Talk to the people nice.
America has spoken.
Sure have.
America has spoken. By the way, look at this cover on Vanity of Vanity Fair, please. Take a look at this.
What is
With
that?
Trump's face, 34 felony counts, 1 conviction,
Talk to the people.
2 cases
Yes,
pending,
Lord.
2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies,
Come on.
4 more years.
Stop right there. Yeah, hey. I got them. Yeah. Yeah. We got to play. We got to. That is a bounce back for your behind. I don't care if you don't like Donald Trump at all. This was a bounce back. I got to give it to him. So now it's very clear to see. Let's read it. It says 34 felony counts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years, the 47th president of the United States. We got to end it right there with this. Stephen A., man, a hand clap of praise. Great presentation for Stephen A. Smith. Phenomenal. Now, guys, we got to switch over now, because Stephen A. is when it comes to elections, he's kind of a novice, right? Novice, so to speak. He's not a seasoned election person. This man is James Carville. He is the Raging Cajun. This man is an 80-year-old man. He's won plenty of elections. I believe he was the architect of many elections. Bill Clinton. Who else was it? If it's a Democrat, guys, he was an architect behind it, right? So he's going to give his perspective. It's going to be a little shorter than the other one. He'll give his perspective on why the Democrats lost. He's a little bit more forthright. Like that, yo. And then we'll get into the war of the words between Stephen A. and the Raging Cajun. Here we go. Let's get it in. Here we go.
We're going to attack them here. We're going to outflank them there. All right? We're going to do all of these things. And we're going to be lean, mean, fighting machine. We're going to be hostile, agile, and mobile.
He sound old.
And we're going to make these bastards pay. Every time they come up with something, we're going to point out how this betrays the very people that voted for you. Because the way that you show all of these people that voted for Trump, and all of the people of color, and all of the people that we thought we had locked down forever, is not to call them stupid, not to attack them, to say, we understand what you did and why you did it, and you're being betrayed.
They're being betrayed. Yeah.
Obviously, we have a lot to talk about, and I will get to the serious issue at hand. But first, I want to get to something not that serious, but kind of fun. And I want to talk about Miss Kimberly Ann Guilfoyle.
No, we good.
I said this stuff is killing us. This is not the way
Hold
people
on.
talk.
Here we go.
Life go on, and you would prefer not to throw yourself in the middle of this, but like anybody else, you have to earn a living.
Okay.
And I would shake these people down.
Wow. Okay.
So now we've had a little fun. Hadn't said much since the election, but I think I owe it to our group here, our Politicon YouTubers, and discussed a lot of things during the course of this campaign. And, I see everybody's trying to unpack and what happened and all this shit. So let me go through. And, just like I told Kimberly so, of course I was right. I told people so. There's nothing the world hates more than somebody to say, I told you so, but
Okay.
I told you so.
Okay.
What other people refer to, and I can't stand the word, quote, woke, unquote, because it actually has a noble beginning from Lead Belly, Ledbetter, but I like to refer to it, as you can see it, New York Times today, I call it identitarianism,
Okay.
and that is the idea that one's identity is more important than their humanity, which was a stupid thing to start with.
Okay.
I pointed it out on April the 27th in the year 2021.
Okay. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Come on.
In Vox, you can look it up.
Come on.
I said this stuff is killing us. This is not the way people talk.
Woke stuff.
And of course, the predictable reaction.
Yeah.
The New Republic writes a piece about how James Carville is obsolete.
Oh, okay.
Great. The New Republic.
We after him now.
Not obsolete, but I'm obsolete. Can I tell you? It didn't hurt my feelings. It didn't hurt my feelings at all. And then in May of 2021, I wrote a piece, you can look it up in the Wall Street Journal, saying we should own the crime issue.
Okay, own it. Okay.
Of course, we didn't do it because we were caught in the grip of the stupid goddamn identitarianism, defund the police, the entire era of jackassery. So we don't do that. Of course, the crime rate's down 30, 40%. And we could legitimately have taken credit for it, but we're too smart for that. Then here comes March of this year, March of 2024. Okay. Piece in the New York Times. I give an interview to Maureen Dowd. And I was talking about how the party was hemorrhaging male voters.
Okay.
Of course, we hemorrhaged male voters of every
kind. He saw something.
Even male voters in, quote, communities of color, unquote. But
hold on, man. Hold on. We got to, what that, hold on, player. What that mean? James, hold on. Pimp Juice, hold on, player. What that mean, player? What that mean? What that mean, big dog? He what I got? He talking about get on your job, y'all. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, y'all better get on y'all job, man. Here they go.
We did. So, of course, the reaction to that is the progressive advocacy groups send out people to say, oh, he's just living in the 90s. He doesn't understand modern America.
They're going after James.
And this whole country is
playing no games.
We in the progressive advocacy groups in Washington, we're so effective and we've changed attitudes. But James Carville is a throwback.
Oh, damn, okay.
And he doesn't understand it.
Okay. All right, James.
So I thought our message was soft. I thought we wasn't talking enough about crime. I thought we wasn't talking in more muscular tones about the border, about incomes, about a host of other things. And of course, the reaction is he's a throwback. He's in the 90s. Then I write a piece in July.
Okay.
And I said, as I had said for over a year, President Biden should not run for re-election. He should announce and have an open primary process.
Okay. Now we to Biden. Okay.
Of course, he drops out, but he doesn't have an open primary process. And of course, the Harris people are out bragging about how they shut any of this down.
Okay.
It might have been too late, but see, I know something that most people don't know, and that there is a breathtaking amount of talent in today's current Democratic Party. But it's being suppressed.
Okay.
You don't know it.
Okay.
Because you don't see it.
All right.
I do, because I've gone around the country and campaigned with a lot of these people. I've seen them in action. I pay attention to it. And when I tell you, if we would have had an open primary process, people would have seen the talent level that exists in people who can deliver a message, can frame an argument, can throw a punch, can deflect a punch, that there are 5 or 6 people off the top of my head. I'm not going to name them.
Okay.
But you could probably guess who they were. A lot of them are governors, some are senators.
Okay, all right.
But we didn't do that.
Okay.
We didn't do that. We shut the whole thing down. And so we're bragging about it. And Biden says, you have to take my campaign manager. You leave your campaign in Wilmington. You keep everything it is. Of course, we didn't get to kick the tires. We didn't get to look under the hood. We didn't get to see if the floor mats were in the car. We were told, you're buying this car, you're paying full sticker. Can I have a choice in the color? No. Can I have a choice in the trim? No. Can't have that.
So he goes up for a long time, 80 years old, he's taking all 6th century to get to the point. So we're going to go ahead and cut him off. Don't worry about it at all. Basically, he's agreeing with Stephen A. Smith when it comes to the economy, the woke culture, crime, what was it? Woke culture, crime, and what was it? Let's see. It was. Let me get to it real fast. Hold on, y'all. Gotcha. Don't you? It was the economy, immigration, crime, woke culture, and no primary candidate. So they're agreeing on a lot of the stuff. They're agreeing. Now he goes on and said that the woke corporate wasn't going to work, and they do some cuss words and all this stuff as well. But that is James Carville. So he's taking too long to get to the point. It's all good. Now, guys, let's get to what you came to see. Had to set that up, y'all. Thank y'all for being patient with your partner, man. Well, James Carville, right? James Carville responds to Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. actually had been going on a lot of TV networks, News Nation, Fox News, The View, CNN, his own podcast, you name it. Stephen A. has been going there. Now, watch this now. Let's go to James Carville. He now responds to all of the commentary that Stephen A. Smith has given concerning this election. All right. Here we go. Now, this is the raging case. People want to know who he is. You finna find out who he is real quickly here, right? From the get-go. All right. So this is James Carville's response to Stephen A. Smith in his initial commentary and all of the news outlets that he went on. All right. That is liberal and conservative, his own podcast. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Okay. I am a big Stephen A. Smith fan. I remember I saw him some years ago on TV, and I said, man, this guy's coming in hot. I don't know how long this is going to last. The truth about it, he's really worn well with me. He's very outspoken. Look, he's like anybody else. Does any kind of commentary, sports commentary. He's sometimes wrong. Way more times he's right.
Yep.
I find him to be when it comes to sports, I find him to be really insightful.
Okay.
When it comes to politics, he don't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Damn.
He's on that running his goddamn mouth about how he may have to run as a Democrat.
What?
Because there's nothing left of the Democratic Party. There's no talent. Stephen A., are you shitting me?
Whoa.
I mean, you say you're friends with Wes Moore and you say you're friends with Josh Shapiro.
Yeah.
I'm friends with both of them. I think they're really extraordinary, talented people. But I got news for you, dude. There's 6 or 7 other people in the Democratic Party that are just that talented. So before you start running your fucking mouth off about politics, a topic of which you really don't know anything about, you ought to sit back and think about it and call some people and run it by them.
What?
But don't let your political stupidity stand in the way of your outspoken and I think often insightful views when it comes to American sports, of which I think you are an expert at. And if you know Wes and you know Josh, you should call them and run your opinions by them, because I know both of them and they're both smart guys and they're both very ambitious guys. And the last thing that they're thinking is, if I decide that I want to take the next step in American politics, I'm going to be facing some brutal opposition. And they both know that. And they know it deep down and they know it well. So Stephen A., keep up your shit on sports. I enjoy it. I like it, but don't make a fool of yourself anymore and talking about politics.
Damn. Damn. Okay. All right. That dude says Stephen A. Smith needs to sit his behind down and let the experts in politics do the talking on politics, and for him to stick to sports. I mean, that was pretty forthright. Don't you think so? I think that was in the face. He basically was saying Stephen A. Smith don't know what he talking about. And to sit his word ass down. That's what he said. That what you heard that what he said. That he said that Stephen A. needs to run his ideas by the experts first before he comes out and says anything about politics. Kind of like shut up and dribble. That's what he kind of realistically kind of said, was shut up and speak about sports and let the experts in politics talk. If you want to talk about politics, run it by us first. Damn. That's what he says. Yo, am I off base? Let a player know. Okay. Now, Stephen A. Smith had to respond. Stephen A. ain't gonna keep his mouth closed when somebody calls him out like that. Damn. Wow. Well, okay. I mean, just woo. And again, I gotta say it because it's the Democrats' playbook. As a white man telling a black man not to say nothing that about politics because he don't know what he's talking about. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Okay, but y'all know Stephen A. He is going to respond. Yes, he is, and y'all, Stephen A. doesn't hold back either. So let's get into this. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you over the digital airways of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get right into it. I got love for y'all, and I'm always thanking my subscribers and followers, but I got a lot of stuff to get into, particularly this first item. There's a lot of stuff to talk about today, but this is the number one thing on my mind, and I'm not going to waste a second delaying, this onslaught that's about to come. We're going to get started with Democratic strategist James Carville, who felt the need to call me out on his Politicon podcast earlier this week. The Raging Cajun, as he is affectionately known, is apparently upset with my recent political commentary where I have been critical of the state of the Democratic Party.
Yes, sir.
To refresh y'all memory, here's part of what I had to say earlier that got him all up in a tizzy. Check it out. That's why I'm in the news. I'm not in the news because I'm here. I'm in the news because the Democratic Party is here. Damn it, lower than that. Down at the bottom. They suck right now. Damn. Horrible.
Damn.
Because they don't have a voice. Where the hell is the voice? And everybody want to sit up there and talk about, we don't need a voice. 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 Well, guess what? Somebody got to send a message. How the hell can somebody receive a message if there's no messenger? In response to what you just saw me saying, that's when Carville evidently lost it, and he went on his Politicon podcast and had this personal message to give to me, even though it was seen by everybody. Take a look.
Okay, I am a big Stephen A. Smith fan. I remember I saw him some years ago on TV. When it comes to politics, he don't know his from a hole in the ground. He's on that running his damn mouth about how he may have to run as a Democrat because there's nothing left of the Democratic Party. There's no talent. Stephen A., are you me?
Wow.
I mean, you say you're friends with Wes Moore and you say you're friends with Josh Shapiro.
Right.
I'm friends with both of them. I think they're really extraordinary, talented people. But I got news for you, dude. There's 6 or 7 other people in the Democratic Party that are just that talented.
Okay.
So before you start running your mouth off about politics, a topic of which you really don't know anything about, you ought to sit back and think about it and call some people and run it by them. So Stephen A., keep up your on sports. I enjoy it. I like it, but don't make a fool of yourself anymore in talking about politics.
What I find interesting about all of this is that a lot of what James Carville himself has been saying sounds a lot like what the hell I've been saying. But before I get into that, first order of business, sir, do you have to be so rude? You know, dropping F-bombs and going going off like that. I mean, I know that's your nature. I understand that, but let's just say two can do that, I mean, if you really wanted to get raw.
All right.
Ain't nobody hiding from that.
Okay.
I could be that way. It's just that my mama taught me to respect my elders.
Okay.
And you are 80 years of age, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And I'm trying to be respectful, so I'm not going to come at you the way that you came at me. I thought that was completely unnecessary. That's number one. Okay. Number two, I religiously say I'm no political aficionado. I religiously say I don't know politics like that. I read. I watch the news. I'm a conscientious observer. But I do have to ask you a question, Mr. James Carville, albeit rhetorically.
Okay.
You do know that you're talking to a voter, right?
Could
that be one of the reasons why y'all lost?
Ooh.
Just a thought. Because you sound like one of those old curmudgeons that want things to stay or be the way that they used to be. And you're resentful, harboring an abundance of animosity. Because you're not being heard.
Okay.
That's not Stephen A. Smith's fault, sir. That's that damn Democratic Party that I was talking about.
They get into it.
You see, they shouldn't listen to me. Do you realize, James Carville, that means they shouldn't have listened to you either?
Damn.
Which makes no sense because we were both right. Because guess what? What I was saying is what you were saying. I saw you on Fox News. I saw you on CNN. I saw you on your podcast before the election. Where the hell you think I got some of the stuff from? When you were talking about the Democratic Party, I'm making that up. I'm making it up when you were lamenting their strategy. I'm making it up when I talked about Kamala Harris and not resonating with the audience. I'm making it up when I talked about woke culture. I'm making it up when I talked about they weren't focused on the right issues. I'm making that up. You didn't say any of those things? I tell you what, let's see the audience. Let's show the audience, rather.
He bringing
exactly what you said. I didn't say hear it. I said let's show it to them so they can see your face. They know it's you.
Receipts.
They know it's you, James Carville. This is you talking. Take a listen.
We have no legislative power. We have no executive power. We have no judicial power. So when you're out of power, you're an opposition party. And go and tell all of the people that are sending you and asking you for money, justify what you did, justify what you did wrong, and tell us what you're going to do different. Because what you've done ain't worth a shit. Get your head around that. And all of the Washington-based Democrats farting around, going to wine and cheese parties and talking about how misogynistic race comes, get your ass out of Washington and go work on a 2026 campaign and do penance to make up for your goddamn arrogance and stupidity. Well, we're going to say, we told you so. We told you this identity shit was disaster. We told you to get out in front of public safety issues. You didn't. We told you to have an open process and demonstrate the magnificent and staggering and deep talent that exists in the modern Democratic Party. Well, you didn't. We told you to differentiate yourself from Biden. You didn't.
Wow.
I hate to be some fucking know-it-all, but all of these things are part of the record.
That's why you said.
Where did I hear that before? I mean, did you hear him speaking, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear him speaking about woke culture? Did you hear him speaking about how you needed to separate yourself from Joe Biden? Did you hear him speaking about there was no primary? You remember that stuff? Where'd y'all hear that before? Where'd you hear it before? Oh, you thought I was finished. I got more. Play that next clip of James Carville, please. Show them.
The first thing is, when somebody runs for Democratic nomination in 2028, the first thing that I want to hear out of their mouth is I'm taking our message everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. I mean Joe Rogan, I mean Fox News, I mean Sunday morning shows, I mean everything. I'm proud of what we have to offer. I'm going to go out and promote it. and I'm going to go out and defend it, and I'm going to go out and attack them, and I'm going to do that all the time. Secondly, all of our events are going to be fun. There's going to be great music. There's going to be great comedians that are going to tell jokes before I come up. It's going to be an entirely different thing. With Dower, it's always somebody's in a pissy mood or somebody's this. And we're just people, we're just not connecting. We're not connecting at all. And it's just going to require some discipline, and it's going to require a change of attitude.
Now, he does sound a lot like Stephen A. in those clips. Like a lot like Stephen A. Let's keep it going, though.
Just a little thought, Mr. James Carville. Are you sure you want to be the dude that's pointing out how the Democrats look so dour and always in a pissy mood? You sure you the right person that should deliver that message? Have you looked in the mirror? You saw yourself? You seen the way you've talked about yourself? You see the way you disseminate a message? You don't look dour? You don't look down? You don't look enthusiastic? Come on now. Listen, sir, I respect you. And by the way, I appreciate your compliments about my sports career, my career in sports broadcasting and what have you. It's very kind of you. That part, very, very much so. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate that. And I feel the same way about your political career. It's the economy, stupid. Still one of the most famous lines in political history.
Yep.
Back in 1992 when Clinton was running for office before he won the presidency. I got it. I understand. I know who you are. I know you've got your chops. I get you. But respectfully, sir, there's a couple of things that you need to understand. Most voters out there aren't political aficionados.
Correct.
But just because they're not doesn't mean that they don't know their ass from a hole in the wall, as you described me. I saw inflation. Mm-hmm. I saw the economy not being what the Democrats purported it was.
Yeah.
I saw crime in the streets.
Yeah.
I saw a crisis at our borders. I saw a president that was clearly diminished, to say the least.
Sure enough.
I saw the Democratic Party debatably, arguably engage in undemocratic behavior when you ultimately greased the skids to make sure he didn't experience a primary.
Yeah.
To ultimately send him to that debate stage June 27th and embarrass himself. Waited an additional 3 weeks for him to get out of office so you could put Kamala Harris in there without any resistance. I heard you lament that. Well, I lamented it too.
Yes, you showed him.
I complained about it too.
Yeah.
So we have to be as knowledgeable and as informed and as connected as James Carville to have a salient and decent opinion about what the hell is going on with the Democratic Party. That's what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So respectfully, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you know you're wrong.
He knows it.
Now, there's a lot of people that should have listened to you, and they made a mistake by not listening to you. I'm the exact opposite. You were one of the people that I was listening to break down the problems with the Democratic Party. But in that sound that I played for our audience, I noticed that there was a level of inconsistency there. You talked about going to see she should go and interview and sit down with everybody, the Joe Rogans of the world. The list goes on and on. Well, it's funny, sir, Mr. James Carville. I'm reading an article from Newsweek in November. And in that article before the election, you were talking about how you didn't like her strategy, or in the immediate aftermath of the election, I'm sorry. You were lamenting how you didn't like the fact that she was sitting down with everybody. Actually, I think it was before the election.
Okay.
You were talking about how you didn't like the fact that she was going to sit down with Fox News, that she was going to go on The View.
Yeah.
And all of this other stuff. You were talking about how you didn't like that. Now you sit back talking about, if I'm a Democrat, I'd be around everybody. I'd go talk to everybody. That ain't what you said months ago.
He bringing receipts.
That's not what you said, sir.
He bringing receipts.
So respectfully,
Jimmy J.
let me state this again for everybody to listen. My life is pretty damn good.
Okay. He ain't
I
right.
have no desire to be a politician.
Thank the Lord.
I wouldn't want to contaminate and sully my life by entrenching myself in that cesspool in the nation's capital. I'm very, very clear about that. And the pay would be significantly less. Let me add that too, at least for the 8 years I'm in office, because I damn sure if I win the first election, I ain't losing the second. So understand, I have no desire for it. What I said was it's an absolute embarrassment that I am the person that's being mentioned and named. It's a disgrace to this Democratic Party. It shows you have no bullpen. And I know that's what got your antennas up, and that's what riled you up even more so, because you brought up how I have a relationship with Westmore and Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro, I met him one time in my life. I talked to him one time in my life. And hey, I think he's a fabulous governor for the state of Pennsylvania. And I think he knows his stuff. And I'm honored to have met him. And I'm looking forward to cultivating a relationship with him. Westmore is a different animal. I love this brother. I know him through sports, because he and I talk about the Ravens all the time. I think he's doing a damn good job with the state of Maryland.
Disagree.
And if there is a Democratic nominee to look at, it is definitely him. I think Westmore is an absolute winner. I'm not apologizing for that to anybody.
He lose.
I did not mean to imply that there's nobody in the bullpen in terms of their capabilities, sir. What I'm saying is who's resonating with the national audience, because you got Trump and that cult-like following that he has, who will go along with whoever Trump says to go along with in the event that he doesn't manipulate the Constitution and ends up getting a third term.
Here they go.
So you can put his vote, you can qualify that as lock, stock, and barrel. Who's the Democrat that can galvanize an audience on a nationwide level to pull off the level of support that it's going to take to upend and usurp a Trump acolyte or somebody like that in the future? Who is that person going to be?
J.D. Vance is.
Do I have to be an aficionado in politics to say something like that? The Washington Post wrote an article about me today. Got a damn halo over my head trying to act like I'm Jesus. Like I'm some savior. Ridiculous. But I don't mind. It was a good article. And I'm not insulted by it. I'm simply saying, to paint me in that picture, no, I'm not that dude.
So it's very evident that Stephen A. Smith responds, I would say very eloquently, and a lot more respectfully to James Carville than what James did to him. And he brought receipts. Receipts. Yes, he did. James Carville sounded a lot like Stephen A. Smith before James's rant. So, man, I got to say, Stephen A., great rebuttal, baby. Great rebuttal, baby. Great rebuttal, y'all. Great rebuttal. Now, guys, here we go here. Now, here's my question. I'm going to go back here. Who has the best winning strategy so far? As far as when it comes to the responses. Now, I want to bring this in real fast. Because you know me, I'm always about this. I'm about this right here, guys. This is me. I'm about strategy, capital impact. Who has the better strategy? Who has the better strategy now? Let's hear, because I could not find any strategy at all on James Carville. Nothing at all. After this rant he actually had on Stephen A. That's quite disrespectful, to be honest with you. Now, let's bring in Stephen A., and he's going to talk about a strategy on, how can I say this? The strategy that Stephen A. talked about real quickly was very simple. He's saying, figure out it, because you all heard it already. Figure out it. This is, who has the better strategy? Stephen A. Smith. Now notice the strategy that they're talking about. They're talking about a strategy of mimicking President Donald J. Trump's strategy. Talking about policies that resonate with the voters, that solves problems. That's it. Stephen A. was actually interviewed Hakeem Jeffries, I believe, yesterday or today, right? The minority leader in the House. And he asked a question concerning how you guys going to basically win 2026. Hakeem Jeffries started talking about the damn January the 6th again. He's like, yo, man, that train has sailed. Like, ain't nobody want to hear that garbage no more. You can't call them all these names no more. They ain't happening no more. You can't talk about January the 6th no more. They ain't happening no more. That's not resonating. What are you presenting that's going to help assist to make people's lives better? Economy on the economy. There's woke garbage which is gone. Crime, inflation, stuff that meets Main Street. You know, Hakeem Jeffries talked about January 6th again. They ain't learned it, not a damn thing. Now, Stephen A. didn't mention Wes Moore, the current governor of Maryland, and Governor Shapiro out of Pennsylvania, right? Now, I could see a Shapiro-Moore ticket. Now, people said that, wouldn't you say Wes Moore first? No, because Wes Moore, in my opinion, is doing a horrible job for Maryland. They have is it either a $1 or $3 billion deficit in Florida, in Maryland. Not a surplus, deficit. Now, watch this. Every other state around Maryland has a surplus, but Maryland, under his tenure. And you're going to bring that thinking to the White House? Stinking thinking again. Nope. Even Pennsylvania, I believe, has a surplus. That's why I said Shapiro and then a Moore, but I don't think they'll do that at all. Here is the strategy that Stephen A. was talking about. It's very simple. You need to create a cult-like following like Trump, because his strategy resonated with the people. It's real simple. But as you can see in the early part of Trump's presidency right now, I think it's 6 weeks in, the Democrats are doing the same old stuff. The same old stuff. Call them all these damn names, lying about what Doge is doing. Getting mad that Doge is finding all this wasteful spending. They really advocating for more spending. Don't like people getting laid off that because of the excess fat, which I think is a great idea. They're for all of the waste. And so right now, from a strategy standpoint, Trump is still killing them. Donald Trump and his administration, they are controlling the narrative. And the Democrats love, their strategy is always to control the narrative. They don't know how to do it, because every day something new comes out. Every single day, something comes out. So even Stephen A's strategy ain't gonna work. They would have to have something nefarious happen that's big within the Trump administration, specifically near the 2026 midterms or 2028, for there to be some type of hemorrhage of voters. Because right now what's resonating with voters is very simple. Yo, all this spending needs to stop. All this wasteful spending. Why is 90% of the people working from the crib, from the house? 5 years after COVID. Well, 4 after COVID. Like, why? Why does it have to be an executive order for you, right, to come back to work? Now, watch this. And they even talking about, as well as the Trump administration talking about giving, with all of the savings, think of the narrative, all of the savings, cutting out a $5,000 check to couples, $2,500 per person, right? And look at the timing. Next summer, not this year, next summer. Look at the timing. Strategy. Look at the appointments. The Democrats fought all the appointments, all of them. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. And then when you have Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries goes on Stephen A. Smith's show, all he does, to be honest with you guys, is Stephen A. calls him out. And I think that was right. All he talked about was January the 6th. They haven't learned. They've learned nothing. The View, trash. I mean, it's the same old. You're using 2016 tactics in 2025. You have a 9-year strategy, a 9-year-old strategy you're still using today. That makes sense. It doesn't at all. Even Trump had to change his strategy. He had to win the presidency. Get this, guys. This is how you think with strategy, right? Strategy, capital, impact. Strategy, capital, impact. Easy. Now watch this, guys. I think early 2024, guess who gave President Trump probably the best wise counsel? His son, Barron Trump. What did Barron say? Hey, Dad, you should go on all the podcasts. Why? People are listening to podcasts and not legacy media. What did Trump do? Go to all the podcasts. All of them. Sorry about that. I got allergies. Excuse me. So much so, the largest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan, endorsed Trump for president. Kai Cent said, I don't want to even talk to Vice President Harris at the time. He didn't want to do it. All Trump did was he talking to social media. That's all he did. All he did. There's a new media in town. It's called The Citizens. So, which strategy works best? Is the winning strategy for the Democrat Party? I would say Stephen A. Smith has the best one. But even that will still lose. You can put up a Shapiro-Westmore ticket or a Westmore-Shapiro ticket. Flip them. Shapiro or Westmore have no shot right now against J.D. Vance. No shot at all. None. No shot at all. Zero. Because right now, J.D. Vance is killing the game as VP. And look at the strategy of Trump right now. All he's doing right now, guys, he's talking. Secretary of Defense is talking. All his cabinet, they're talking. They're talking. And they're all on one accord. He has literally taken the Democrat strategy. That's what he's done. He's taken the Democrat strategy, right? Built up an enormous amount of political capital and social capital, right? By changing the media to the citizens. And the impact is he now controls the House, the Senate, and the executive branch. And when it comes to these cases, which should not be cases in the courts, right? He's winning all those too. He killing the game right now. He killing the game. It is interesting to see this strategy. As I believe Courtney on TikTok is saying, they've learned nothing this election, and it shows. They meaning the Democrats. They've learned nothing. Same old strategies. The Democrats used to control media, right? Because it was the legacy media. Now, to be honest with you, the Republicans now own the media now, because the media is the podcast. That's the media. Dan Bongino, he's probably the biggest conservative podcaster in the world. Conservative, right? Do you know how many live stream, how many this type of audience he actually does? He gets on a daily basis at 10 a.m. because I watch it. Anywhere it goes anywhere from 180,000 to 250,000 people watching live. Watching live. He's averaging he's averaging 7.5 million viewers a week. A week. Live. 250,000 people a day live. And that's just damage. Gina, we ain't talking about Graham Allen. We ain't talking about Ben Shapiro. We ain't talking about Candace Owens. We ain't talking about Brandon Tatum. We ain't talking about, go down the line. We go down the line. Charlie Kirk, he killing the game. Just again, guys, Democrat Party, your strategy is not growing your political or social capital. You have money, but you have no social or political capital. So therefore, there's no impact. If they don't change their strategy, guys, I'm going to say it with my chest right now. If they don't change their strategy and the House and Senate and President Trump's executive branch perform somewhat well, guys, the majority in the Senate will grow Republican, and the majority in the House will grow Republican. They'll keep the House and the Senate and grow the majorities. Mark my words. Mark my words. Because their strategy is attracting the right political and social capital, and they are investing that capital well. So yes, when it comes to answering this question here, who has the winning strategy? Stephen A. Smith or James Carville? It's Stephen A. Smith. But even Stephen A. Smith's strategy is a losing strategy. It realistically is. My word. Guys, man, I hope this was insightful. Hope this was good. I enjoyed this, guys. Again, I'm a big strategy guy. I want to go all the way through without any type of things at all, as far as sponsorships at all, period. I'll be at the end. But guys, man, I hope I actually blessed with you guys. Now, guys, real quickly, guys, we got some merch. You see my hat? You see my hoodie, guys, real quickly here, guys. Hey, man, we got our own. I got the Bag University, what we call it, the bag merch, guys. Get your merch, guys. Click on the link below, scan the QR code, get you some merch right there on the screen, guys. Hey, and do this for me. If you can tag me in that, well, you can buy it, tag me in that merch, guys. It will enter you into a drawing for a $100 gift card. You can take your wife out to, or your wife or your boo out to eat, buy some more merch, or do anything you want to do with the money. It'll be do the drawing live on the podcast. All right, guys. Number 2, guys. I am always asked this question. Hey, LaDale, hey, can you? I need a side hustle. I want to begin investing in real estate because I'm a private equity investor and real estate developer and financier. Guys, don't you worry, guys. We're creating a cash flow club community, and it's good, guys. But just to gain interest in the community is very simple to do, guys. We're giving away our free ebook. It's called Distressed Property Investing. This is the literal book right here. Right, this is it. We printed it out. It's right here, guys. It is free. If my philosophy is this here, I don't want you to buy no damn course. Courses are for the birds. My whole thing is here is I want to teach you how to locate a distressed property in your city or county. Because if you can locate a distressed property, vet the deal, structure it the right way. If the deal makes sense, we can partner together, guys. Right? Partner together, and I'll fund it for you. We can profit share together. No problem with it at all. Just click on the link below in the description or scan on the QR code, guys. And guys, by doing this also, you'll actually get the ebook, but also we give you access to the masterclass of us actually walking through this ebook line by line for free. Again, I want to give you this. I want to give you real estate information for free. I don't want no money from you at all. Free. All right, guys. Now, and lastly, guys, I understand, guys. People say, Dad, I don't want to invest in real estate. I got you, baby. Hey, we got something called the Passive Income Blueprint, guys. It is the top 3 strategies for you to generate a passive income, right? I don't know what income business model is best for you. Only you know that. But if I can give you free access to the information to assist you in making the right decision, here it is. It is free, guys. Click on the link below or scan on the QR code, or you can direct message me the word passive income. Right, and my team will get you out the link. The exact same thing goes for, guys, also distressed property as well, guys. What you can do here, guys, is on distressed property, direct message me the word real estate, and we'll get the link out to you today as well also, man. But guys, man, thank you so much for your time. This was fun for me to put together. It was good, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as well. But you know how I end every single time, guys. Before you leave, while you can, you see that thing, baby. Take that damn picture, give it to your mama and holler at your partner. God bless you guys. See you next time. All right, y'all. Peace. Hi, my name is LaDale Bug. Mastering the strategy of locating distressed properties has allowed for me to own about $35 million worth of real estate currently right now. We're talking about new construction, single-family residences, commercial properties, and apartment complex. You name it, I own it. Now, I know you're asking, what does this got to do with you? I'm glad you actually asked. One of the most common questions that I receive when it comes to real estate investing is that they say, LaDale, what is the best strategy I should use when it comes to executing a good investment strategy in real estate? Should I buy and hold? Should I buy and flip? Or should I do a rental scenario? My answer to that question is, why not do all three? But the good thing about it is the investor that masters the art of locating distressed properties will know exactly how and what strategy is the most wisest in that situation. That's the key to this whole thing. If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money when they acquire real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holler at your partner, and download the ebook today.